by recognition coming from the list coming from the Department of
Just say I move for the rescission of my first motion.
Okay.
Of my amendment, yes.
I rise to move the motion as the decision move as amended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I move to rescind the decision, the resolution of the first motion I move.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sorry, sir. I rise and I move to the issue to recite
the resolution of the first
amendment moved by first motion.
I kid you not, the level, the quality of persons that have been elected into various offices in Nigeria since 2015 is gradually declining. See, we are having a very, very terrible scarcity of quality minds in our leadership space. And this is not to shade anybody. I'm not the person to talk against somebody's weakness. But this particular guy has no reason, being in the legislative arm of government, has no reason on earth. And you can see, just so you know, he was being asked to rescind a particular resolution that has been made, or a particular submission he made, because it was erroneous. Well, a lot of investigation needs to be done on what the information is. But then you can see that in 40 seconds, these guys do not have the mental capacity to grasp what the speaker was telling him, not to repeat it, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. That's Honorable Abbas Adigun, right? He's a member representing the Ibadan Northeast and Southeast Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, in the 10th Senate. And it's not the first time, right? It's not the first time. A quick search of him on Google revealed that there is no Google profile, no Wikipedia. And then I'm worried. I'm worried that people are electing people into the National Assembly, into offices that do not have a profile. As a young man, and unfortunately, that's why there is so much disrespect for genuine hustle in our country. So much disrespect for intellectualism in our country. How can somebody be asking to be elected into the floor of the National Assembly without at least a Google profile, a Wikipedia account? There are two accounts on. One of them is the House of Assembly's account and profile. And guess what? It's the most embarrassing. No history, no background check, no information. In fact, in his previous roles and jobs, it was put nope, none, nil, anything you like. It was rubbish. And again, like he said, like the president, there are two conflicting dates or date of birth about this man. In a Shine Your Eye page, I went to check up on him. He has 28th of June 1979, whereas in the legislative profile that is on the supposed quite embarrassing supposed profile of his in the 10th Assembly's website is showing 1970, conflicting. And then beyond of that, I begin to ask myself, how have we, the people that we elected into the from 2015 to now, and it became worse in 2023, is the fact that we are now seeing a very low quality of minds and intellectualism going on into office. Then two, weak character. Even the people that came onto the platform, into the offices from Labour Party, some of them had weak character. They were just people that were hungry for power. And then they saw a loophole, they saw a people hungry for change, and then rode on the vehicle. Okay, some of them may not have intentionally have that have this situation, but they are met with things they were not prepared for. The black man from Kaduna State, who was celebrated around the country, has decamped to the All Progressives Congress. The same black man that had no hope of feeding himself beyond what he offered, got the form of Labour Party to contesting into the National Assembly without any push or anything, was elected by the people because a mantra was sold around the country of a breath of fresh air, renewed interest for the betterment of our country, and giving an address to people whose father or financial background should not actually determine where they are going to The young man has become too. So bad character. Just the way we also have terrible quality of people. And I'm disappointed. And there are people that elected this one to go and represent them to do what? This is not to say we don't have capacity in that area, but we are sending him to the National Assembly where the main stake, the main focus, the main idea, the thing that is done there is about conversations, not writing. You talk, you submit, you put out motion, you file motions, you bring submissions, you bring resolutions, you add your voice. It is a law-making body. And the people elected him to, how did he convince them? The people that we are elected, and that's why we are seeing the quality of lives of Nigerians dropping by the day, because we have been allowing the lack of qualitative minds to go represent us at very key positions like this. Ibadan Northeast and Southeast people represent Ibadan, traditional Ibadan, ancient Ibadan, landmark Ibadan, people that are supposed to be educated and elite, people that have had history, people that have had a culture. They elected this one, and it's from the PDP. So don't dabble into this and think it's APC producing all sorts. It is representing the PDP. Again, like I said, I'm not going to bash him. He may have weakness with speech and all that, or maybe some form. But how did you allow this guy? What did he tell you? You see this charade, this movement of this in my state. Oh, now PDP they in charge. Everybody. Whether then you elect dons in the name of political sentiment and affiliations. APC, you elect dons. Labour Party, you elect dons. We have done this for too long. Unfortunately, when I talk like this, I'll sound as if I want to say in the next election, but it gets worse. It gets worse because there's no rock bottom. It's getting worse. The people that we elect 2027 will be worse than people we have elected now. It has never been this bad that you just look around and say 85% of people into elected office are all dons, a mirage of non-entities, people that have no business. I was saying here the other day that somebody was coming to warn me to see DSS. I said, let DSS arrest me, and I will say it. Buhari should not wait for me to be president. If I have a chance at Buhari, anybody that bears Buhari's name, we face treasonable felony charges for the rubbish he constituted in Nigeria for 8 years. I swear to God, that man had no business being president of Nigeria. No business. No, by way of capacity and meta evaluation, he had no business being president of Nigeria. Buhari had no business even being a local government chairman. The most he can be in Aso Rock is to be a gate man. The current president may have meta capacity, may have some level, he's got antecedents, but by character-wise, he has no business being in public place because it is bad omen. It is bad omen. The same thing. And that's how, because of political charade, a man was pushed into the Senate in Edo State. He didn't deserve it. He didn't know he's not qualified for it. And now that same man, political mistakenly is now governor. Now look at this. Look at the scheme of things. Look at the situation. Look at the embarrassment you are causing. A state that is reputed to be one of the most educated, one of the most literate. By statistics, Edo is one of the few states in this country where we have over 90% literacy rates. Unfortunately, the kind of mess we have here. See, I can tell you, and when I say this, some of you will think as if I have faith. I am a pessimist. I say that every day. But when I see the quality of people that are representing our interests in various offices, you can tell that we are irredeemable. If there is going to be any form of redemption, we should start with the people that we engage to represent us anywhere. First and foremost, even if these people may not qualify, but the fact that we know that there should be a certain level of quality, there should be specification of who should represent us. That's the best way. You want to buy a car, you are looking so good. You are careful about it. You want to buy a TV, you are careful. You want to buy a mobile phone, you check internet, you check the phone, you spend 2 hours. You want to marry a partner, you are careful. But when it's time to elect someone to the house, you send there just anybody. Any dunce, any idiot can go. It doesn't concern you, and you expect our society to get better. See, shame on us. Shame on all of us. Shame on all of us.